moon. We don't know.
Never.
2, it's just like I saw this Titan's moon that looks like Earth, and they the sun glistening off of the waters. And do you know how many clips out of this 100 clip image that you could see? 2. The rest of them were blurred. And it's just like, if you don't think that this damn satellite, who went all the way to Titan, is Jupiter's moon, I think? It went all the way to one of these planets' moons, and it's over hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in expenses. It can't take clear pictures.
Right.
That's, like, what the hell's going on here?
Just like Google Maps having all these blocked out areas. Folks, if you don't know, I would encourage you to go on Google Maps and just type in any sacred site, essentially. Any site that might be related to Masonic. You know, just a few, throwing that out there, just throwing it out there for fun. Yeah. But see what you can't find and see if there are things blocked out, and ask Google, why. Ask people why. Demand answers. Don't just take that for an answer. Demand.
You don't have to be mad at Google. You don't have to be mad at NASA. Because this is something, I was listening to a couple different things over a couple days when I was reflecting. And I heard a couple things about NASA. One thing, some people are like, oh, NASA is just, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a propaganda machine. I wouldn't be surprised if they're feeding us stuff all the time. I've heard about NASA. I've heard, again, with that chairwoman, I've heard about NASA, working with aliens and getting cancer and the interdimensional aspects. I've heard a lot of stuff about NASA. But one thing I heard that was really interesting, and this was by Randall Carlson, is he was saying, do you know how much funds have been taken from NASA since the Vietnam War?
A lot of funding.
And it made me realize maybe it's just that NASA is supposed to be this amazing program, but the government's fucking them over, and so they're trying to stay face with the people to make it seem like, just like how, like, when you go to do business as a small-time business owner, and I know this from personal experience, you try to act like you're doing okay. You're hey guys, I'm Thrice. I'm here to show you radio show stuff. LILTradio.com. What's up? And it's like you got to draw your line, but it's very interesting if you look at it from that perspective, that they're just trying to get their financing back. So they might feel like they've got to prove themselves to the government, when the reality is somebody in the government's being stupid and manipulative.
Yes, somebody with money, not even in the government, it's just money. Like, let's cut the government out of it and let's just go to the 1%ers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the 1%ers are really running the world.
And it's only because we let them.
Exactly, we let them.
Like, I heard a speech one time talking about, and it was at one of the big meetings, and it was like 10 years ago, and they were like, we cannot let a certain amount of the masses become, like, conscious or something like that, because, or I don't even think it was conscious. I just think it was like, you have to control the masses because they will, not be able to control themselves, basically. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And, I understand that, and I get it, but
people are free.
People are free, and that doesn't give you the right to control the destiny of our planet.
Exactly.
And if that's the case,
Who says that you know better?
Exactly, and that's where it's like, if you really believe those things and you are one of these 1%ers, I know, I'm hitting the chair now. I know that some of you are doing stuff, and I have to believe that there's a good side and a bad side. Yeah. Just because we've created that as humans. I don't believe in good and evil, but I think as humans, we've definitely already constructed that.
Duality, completely. We've definitely constructed duality, and I think we've worn out its welcome.
And then especially if there's another higher interdimensional race that's the same as us,
you know what I
physical,
mean? Exactly.
And that's a trip. I always laugh because people are like demons and angels. And I'm like, what if the demons are just like us, but they're more advanced and they're learning just like us? So there's some of them that are fighting just like us, and then there's angels, which are just higher dimensional beings that are helping all of us.
Yeah.
And they can be anything. And it's just like, so what are you really trying to say? What's good and evil? There is no good and evil. There's just development. And that's another interesting thing Sam was saying, is it's like we're this thing, like an amoeba, floating through a pond with all the other, small microorganisms. And you can go in any direction, and that's the universe. And that's universes. So that's multidimensional. So, like, right now we're engaging in a conversation. In some other aspects of the universe, we could be beating each other up because I said something about your hair and you just, like, lost it and a demon possessed you. Or, whatever it was. So, I mean, and that is a fascinating concept right there. That it really is so infinite.
It is. And it's crazy how to bridge this... I don't even know how to put this physicalness materialness with that dimensionalness.
Well, I'll tell you what to do. You take a gram of mushroom.
I already know that. But I mean, like, doing it in action every day is what I'm saying. How do you balance these things? And this is what I'm learning in my life, is how do I be super sensitive every day to people's energies, to my energies? How do I get me time every day? How am I taking care of myself and taking care of others? How am I being balanced? How am I supporting? How am I... And then not only that, but then I add on top of it, how am I helping the world in this grand scheme of this physicalness? What am I going to get a small tiny house trailer? Yes, I'm going to build me a tiny house. And am I going to use all like eco-friendly green stuff? Completely. Am I going to...
It's amazing that if we start doing these things and we actually make them modular and recyclable materials, then when you're done with whatever tiny house you started with, you can give it to somebody else, and that's a pay it forward system.
Yes.
And then on top
start
of that,
a community.
like one of the things we were talking about is going on people's lands to help them start communities to where people own land.
Yes.
And then we come along, we set up their land, we bring other people to their land, and then we go to somebody else's land and do it again. And we're talking about earthen houses, and I love this name, earthen houses.
Earthing housing. So not earth houses, not earth ships.
No, earth-E-N.
So,
earthen houses.
So tell me about this.
I heard this from, the only place I've ever seen this is the Garden of Eden up here in Arlington, Texas. And they said they have earthen houses. So what I grasp that as, and if you're listening out there, I think it's Quinn from gardenofeden.com. I'm into the gardenofeden.com. I've actually messaged him, waiting for him to hear back from him. But they have earthen houses, and it's just... I mean, they're sustainable. They look like they had clay on the outside, and they said they had tires for raised beds for gardens. So, I mean, I would think that they're basically like forms of earth ships, but also eco-friendly materials like hempcrete. Because earth ships are kind of like a patent thing from New Mexico. It's like they had
Arizona,
to actually...
New Mexico,
Yeah, they had to actually design it a certain way to start competing with the... or to start battling the cities.
Yes, I know. I watched a whole documentary on it. It was really sad. Which also, folks, hey, if you live in some hippie city and you want to support eco-housing and earth ships, go to your, local, what is that, law place. What is that? What am I trying to say? Courthouse. Yeah, I'm like, what is this place? I know. This is how much Andrew and I care about society's law system. It's crap, for one. But yeah, I mean, if you still believe in the system and you want to, do something, get a petition going. Make it to where we can have community earth houses everywhere, or small, tiny villages everywhere, something. Come on, people. Like, this is how we fight the 1%ers.
You can actually go to, I think it's whitehouse.org. I might be mistaken. It's White House something, guys. And you can actually do petitions now with the White House. It was a new thing.
Really?
Nobody, I don't know if they announced this or
I
something.
don't think so. Mr. Obama didn't get on his lovely YouTube channel to let all of us lovely American citizens know, hey guys, I'm Mr. Obama, and today I upgraded our webpage. Now you can log on at www.whitehouse.com.org.
No.
And
petitions, hey, just for the real URL, guys, petitions, so plural, .whitehouse.gov. Petitions.whitehouse.gov. This is a real site. It says "We the People." You're voicing the government.
There you go.
I found this. This is actually, if you didn't know, this is one of the sites that participated us not going to war with Syria 2 years ago.
Awesome.
I think it was 2 years ago. But my dad filled out a link, or filled a signature out on one of these. I don't know if it was from this site, but I filled out one from this site. And to think about that, my dad's in his 60s and I'm in my 20s. 2 different generations fought with their freaking signature. Like, if that's not America in its
what
America,
is? I got chills.
It's fascinating. So, folks, this is real. I mean,
this is for the real life we're living. This is why Andrew and I do what we do every day. Yeah. This is what we work on every day. Dedicated. This is our soul life mission. This is where Andrew and I connect on a level that other people probably don't. Because we dedicate our whole entire lives mission to helping move society forward in a free, caring, supportive, communicative type of a process that's healthy for the earth and for humanity.
And intelligent.
Yes, intelligent. Thank you. I mean, and by the way, guys, if nobody's told you, you're a lot smarter than you realize.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people telling you only use 10% of your brains. That's
I heard
crap.
I heard that was actually propaganda.
It is just crap. It is propaganda. You're
just like marijuana kills you. Did you know that?
Marijuana
or cannabis
kills
actually?
you.
Because did you know marijuana is the name of a wild tobacco in Mexico?
No.
Yeah, it's not. Cannabis is the real name.
Okay.
Marijuana is actually
so that was
a
the
magic
dirt weed,
word
right?
to make you relate to a dirt.
Oh, okay,
product.
the dirt weed. All right.
So it's very interesting how we
so touch upon that. Colorado, here I come, baby. Here I come.
Oh man!
Can I move to Colorado now?
They said Texas is this year.
They're fighting hard to not legalize it.
They're fighting hard to legalize it. That's why.
It's funny. They're fighting on both sides, and we live in a very Republican state, and I'm not into politics. I mean, I keep up with politics, but I'm not here. I'm not there. I'm just for the people.
We should just have an app.
We're the common sense movement. Yeah. If I ever said I had a movement, it would be the common sense movement. So people, if you want to follow me and write me in that blank box for president, just type in the common sense movement, and you'll see how fast that your votes don't count.
The common sense party.
Yeah. No party movement. I can't be a part of that. It's a party is affiliated with that government.
That's why you said
a movement. Yeah, because
this
is a movement. This is a life. This is a thing happening.
It's weed that grows in ground. It tastes good. Ooh, I feel good. Oh, it's good. Okay, good.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the tobacco actually isn't even bad for you. No. And that's something that's interesting is they grow the tobacco with bad stuff now. It's bred, it's bad, it's genetically modified, and then they put stuff in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Can you not say slave sticks?
Yeah, my boyfriend, he smokes cigarettes, okay, and I don't smoke cigarettes. I always end up dating smokers, and it's smoking daters, right?
I thought you said smoking sedators. I was like, that's like a badass band right there.
But so like his cigarettes give me headaches because I'm sensitive, you know. And so I told him, I was like, I don't care how much money it is, just start buying the organic, more expensive American spirits.
When I smoke, that's
you know, I just think it's healthier for me, him, and he's not taking in all those chemicals, and you won't be so addicted.
Yeah.
You know, you'll just want the tobacco still.
Yeah.
It won't be as bad as coming off of the rat poisoning, and all that stuff.
Somebody said they have seaweed strips in them, and that still causes problems. But it's like, guys, you smoke anything.
Yeah, come on, look at your lungs.
Yeah, it's like you smoke anything, it's going to do that. And I was laughing because they were saying pot, like, or cannabis. Cannabis, actually, they were saying, like, they had this whole fucking... I was laughing. I had a Facebook post come across my shit, and it was like, oh, cannabis kills you, and why it causes cancer, and this, and that. And it was just, like, going on with all this stuff. And it was basically, like, I love these propaganda things, or even if it's not... You know, it doesn't have to be government to be propaganda, guys. It can just be an ignorant person who doesn't want to listen to anything else but what they're saying, and because they're so mad that somebody has so many facts, they're going to put out a blog or put out an article that's just like, I know everything! And it's like, this one was just talking about why cannabis is bad, and he was just saying it was bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's just like tobacco. People saying tobacco is bad. It's like, dude, it's ignorance. Tobacco isn't bad.
It's not.
Cigarettes suck because they're made by companies who want to kill you and make your money and keep you addicted, and then enslave your children because the smoke's in the house and they get addicted. My first son has asthma.
I did too.
You know, and it's just like that comes from smoking.
Yes,
asthma is not caused by really a lot of things. It's caused by smoke. Really,
smoking is
one of the huge ones.
It's one of the physical effects that happen to the body when you have other types of trauma that go on that's associated with it. I mean, if you want to look at it from a different perspective, but definitely that is part of smoking.
A factor.
Yeah, I mean, tobacco is actually a very sacred herb. Native Americans use it in their culture for just forever. I'm part Native American. I do sweat lodges, you know, that is what we bring to the water pour to say thank you, to give thanks. And then we give it to the fire afterwards for our prayers and for thanks again.
And that's a huge thing in ceremonial ritual with herbs.
Even tying up our prayer ties with tobacco. We put our prayers into the tobacco pieces and tie them up.
But that's Satanism, Natanhna. That's magic.
I know, right? Even my angel unicorn cards are so satanic. Don't you know I'm worshiping Satan every day now, guys? Come on.
I just think it's funny because Satan is really Shaitan from an ancient culture, and then you've got the devil, which is just some fucking derivative of something else, and Lucifer is, the light in the sky that competes with the North Star.
Yes, astrology, guys. If you don't know, I would highly recommend you watch the film Zeitgeist. Yes.
I knew.
You knew what I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't yet, it's time to be aware of reality and what's really going on, and open your mind. Be open to it. It was really hard for